What's up, everybody? It's Daniel checking in with a new video and a new topic. I want to talk about. This idea that I've been thinking about. It's something that I've been thinking about that I think a lot of people struggle with, and that's going to be the question of why I turned to drugs, why I was using drugs, why I did drugs. I think that's one of the most important questions you can ask. Why did I do drugs, or why do I do certain things? What is it that keeps me stuck? And I think the main reason I did drugs was a sense of insecurity and like fear and anxiety. Not being afraid to face life, being afraid to face my problems and work through them. Becoming anxious about it and letting the anxiety take over and not really working through my problems. So I think I let fear affect me so much that I turned to drugs to numb the pain of anxiety and to alleviate my fear. So I still struggle with, even after drugs, you still struggle with fear and anxiety to an extent that it'll keep you stuck. It'll keep you in a rut for a long time. And a lot of people don't do things and they get stuck and they get held back because of that. Because of the fear of what could happen, or what other people might think, or things like that, but things of that nature. So I've also been thinking about this concept of how to stop worrying and start living, or the saying "stop worrying," based on the book written by Dale Carnegie, and the idea of how we get caught up in worrying about things, and we become afraid of what's going to happen. But like, it's only rarely that it really happens the way we think it will. So I mean, I still struggle with this. Like, the thing I went through the other day, a lot of it was caught up in my mind, and I was trying to explain it and wondering why it happened. So I imagined all this crazy stuff. But usually things don't happen the way we think they do, and they never turn out exactly like we think they're gonna turn out, and almost never does anything go the way you want it to go. I found that out too recently. So we get caught up thinking about what might happen and it almost, what's, what bad, what, sorry, what, how something bad could happen, but it, it almost never happens like that. So, I've been learning how to face my fears and try to work through everything that I'm afraid of, and I think you have to do that with a lot of things in life to face your anxiety and your fear. People act all tough, but inside they're struggling too, just like you. I think a lot of people struggle with the same amount of fear, the same amount of anxiety, and I think some people understand that better than others, so they have more confidence and they're more bold to try to approach it and face it and work through it. But it was a big reason why I turned to drugs. I think everyone has to ask themselves why they do drugs or why they drink alcohol. Why is it? What are they trying to do? You know, what is the ultimate goal of it? You know, why are you really doing it? Because you don't need to do it. You were perfect before without it. So, I mean, just to be temporarily numb is kind of cool, I guess, but it doesn't really help you in the overall scheme of things. So, I was thinking about that a lot. I mean, I'm a lot older now. When I was younger, I didn't think about it too much. I was like, I just want to get high, just want to get messed up or whatever, and that was it. I was just there for the party, and I'd wake up a few days later or whatever, and that was it. So it was like an idea of fun back then, I think, but it wasn't really fun when you think about it. You're out of it, you're in a daze, and a lot of the times you weren't doing much. You weren't getting shit done, and you're not really doing anything that fun. And it can become dangerous too when you're intoxicated. It doesn't have anything to do with fun. Fun, the whole concept of fun is something else in itself too. I think I'm realizing that my ideas of how things were totally wrong when I was in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s, so I've been listening to a lot of people talk about it and how, you know, listening to different philosophies in life and trying to understand why we do what we do is a big thing I think about a lot. And I want to become better. I think this is probably the biggest thing I struggled with and what kept me from really doing a lot more in life, because I was afraid of what people thought, and I think it was a big part. I think part of my problem was too, I was pessimistic and apathetic, but it was the biggest part of why I used drugs and why I was trying to try to use drugs to cope with life, because I was afraid. I was afraid to face my fear, afraid to try to do more, afraid to, you know, push it to the limit. So I've been working on it for the past few years, and my anxiety thing too I've been working on. I get really anxious still. I get afraid still, but I kind of approach it more methodically, with more patience, and I just ask myself, what's the worst that could happen, and would it probably happen? What's the odds of it happening? And then, how realistic is this? Or how relevant? How probable is it? That it's gonna happen. So I kind of reason it out, but I also know that if you don't take risks, you won't get anywhere good. Because life is hard right now. If you want to get somewhere good, you're going to have to push really hard to get there. So I hope this helps anybody out there struggling with their fear and with anxiety. But I've been trying to learn how to deal with anxiety. The way I'm trying to deal with that is I'm trying to live more in the present and trying to embrace the struggle and accept things for what they are. Not trying to change anything. So that's important, to accept it for what it is, not make it turn it into something else. Even accepting the bad things in life right now, bad things that are happening, accepting it and moving through it and working through it is kind of how it's helping me with my anxiety. And then what else? Accepting things. I learned about this other thing where you get caught up when other people are getting in life, and so you want what they want. It makes you feel inadequate, insecure. So to appreciate what you can get and to enjoy getting that and enjoy getting little things and stop worrying about what everybody else is getting, because they could, you can only get so much fulfillment from certain things, but start enjoying your small thing. And I think that's helped me out a lot too. That idea of not worrying what other people are doing and being happy. How do they say it? They said it like, not worrying about what you can't get, but enjoying what you can get. Stop wanting things that are out of your power and enjoying the things that you can get, or want, and the things you want and can get. So it's a little sounds a little funny, but I hope you get it. I'm just trying to explain it a little better. But that's where I'm at. I think I can't get a lot right now, and I'm struggling right now, but I've come back to like a minimalistic, I don't know if I should call it that. I think it's more like an idea of a concept of gratitude and for what I can have and what I can get. Kind of like minimalism, kind of like simplicity and how do you say this? In a capitalistic society, we want to have a bunch of stuff, but it doesn't make you that much more happy to have a bunch of stuff. So being grateful with a little bit and changing your concept about how important it is to have a bunch of stuff, because this person has a bunch of stuff, will change everything. Could change your attitude and give you more peace in your life. So I'm trying to embrace that fact, because I think I lived always wanting a bunch of nice stuff that other people have, and I'm miserable if I don't have it. So it'll keep you messed up and angry. So it's a cool concept to let go and just enjoy accepting and being grateful for what you do have. That's a great thing, great way of thinking. All right, that's all I'm gonna share right now. I'll check back in later.